There's this famous quote that a character from Fight Club said, self-improvement is masturbation. Now, I do not completely agree with the way he phrased that statement, but I do understand the psychology behind it. Just think about it for a minute. Everything that self-help is right now involves buying consumer goods, obsessing over fitness, optimizing daily routines. Self-help at this point is just an ego-soothing mechanism. Like, it just provides you a temporary hit of dopamine. It makes you feel like you're actually making progress. Meanwhile, you're not doing anything to change your reality. All you're doing is just remaining in a loop where you consume self-help content without actually doing anything to change your life. It's very easy to fall into the self-help trap where your brain actually feels like you're doing something important. Meanwhile, you're not. You're just consuming YouTube videos, how to change your life, how to do this, how to do that, how to change your body in 30 days. Like, you are just learning without doing anything. A lot of people watch videos about going to the gym on TikTok. They add it to their favorites or they download the video. But are they going to work out? No, they're not going to work out. They're just doing it to feel good. They feel like they're actually making progress, when in reality, they're not. They're not making any progress. Some people know that they actually want to make a YouTube channel, so they research about YouTube growth tips, how to grow on YouTube, best cameras to use on YouTube. But would they actually make a YouTube video? No, they wouldn't. They're going to be stuck in that cycle for like months. Some of them might take months to make their first video. Some might not even make a video. They're just going to keep telling themselves, I'm just researching, I'm researching. No, you're not. You're just procrastinating. You're not going to do it. Some people think that reading self-help books about confidence is going to actually make them confident, when in reality, you cannot become confident from just reading a book. You have to actually go out to talk to people. So what's the point of reading the book if you're not going to put into practice what you learned in the book? You see what I mean by self-improvement at this point? It's just masturbation, because you're not doing anything. You're just tricking your brain into thinking you're doing hard work. Meanwhile, you're not even doing anything. All you get from this is just a quick dopamine hit from imagining what your future self could be like, because our brains love to celebrate intention and not execution. So if you're not careful, you could be stuck in this loop as well. People are just addicted to the feeling of potential. People love to imagine who they could become if they just locked in, if they just focused on their life. They love to say things like, oh, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. Oh, I'm going to start meditating. Oh, I'm going to read 100 books this year. I'm going to build a business. They're just imagining what life could be like. They're imagining like a better version of their current reality. But are they actually going to put in the work? No, they are not. When it comes to actually becoming the person they say they want to be, they see it as repetitive or boring. That's why people keep consuming more motivational videos without actually doing anything to change their lives for the better. I personally have an issue with the self-help community, because right now everybody's creating content. Self-help essentially has just become another form of content. Now, I'm about to say something, so please do not come for me in the comments, but I'm not trying to call them scammers. But if somebody's entire content is about daily motivation, that means their business isn't necessarily about making you successful. Their business is just about making you watch another motivational video day after day. Because if they really wanted you to be successful, they're going to tell you the truth. You're not going to change your life by watching 7 motivational videos every day. That's not just going to do anything for you. You're just honestly making the person who made those videos richer by the day, while your life is not changing in any way, shape, or form. Some people may say, oh, I'm just watching the video so I can research, so I can get information before I actually start. Bro, shut up. We both know that information isn't your problem, because if we're being honest, it was back in the day where information was valuable, where before you can find information on a certain topic, you had to go to the archives, you had to go to the old library or something. But today, there is an abundance of information. Like, you can literally learn anything, almost anything, for free. So the problem isn't information. The problem is execution. We already have the information that we need. We have more than enough information. The problem is, are we willing to start execution to become a better person? Because you already know that you should be sleeping more. You know that you should exercise more. You know you should spend less time on your phone. You know you should work consistently towards a goal. This is not new information by any means. So you definitely do not need a 20-minute video telling you step by step how to improve your life when you already know what to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Action actually teaches faster than research. Think about it. You could spend 50 hours watching videos about growing on YouTube or how to start a channel, or you can spend the same amount of time making and uploading one terrible video. I guarantee you're going to learn so much more by failing than trying to make the perfect video. I'll use myself as an example. If I said I was going to wait till I had that one perfect video, I would have never started YouTube. The thing about me is that once I have an idea, I execute it immediately, because the minute you start thinking about an idea for too long, you're going to drag your feet, you're going to procrastinate. Stop trying to be a perfectionist. Stop trying to research and just execute. Just start doing it. I promise you, you're going to learn so much more by trying and then failing rather than not trying at all. Now, don't get me wrong, please. I'm not saying that self-help on its own is a bad thing. I'm not against self-help. I've actually learned a lot from self-help. The problem starts when self-help starts to become a replacement for doing hard things. It starts being a problem when those videos become a substitute for actually putting in the work, putting in the effort, putting in the reps. And that's honestly my own problem with self-help. You can watch self-help videos. I don't mind. Once in a while, I do watch self-improvement videos. The problem is when you keep watching without actually doing. Like, at what point are you going to get off your ass and say, you know what, enough is enough? I'm going to start actually executing all the plans that I set for myself. I'm going to start working towards all the goals that I said I was going to work towards. You understand? I'm just going to end this by saying that the best self-help video that you're ever going to watch is probably going to be your last self-help video before you finally get off your ass and decide to put in the work.